This week on JTV, we're going to have Acolyte 101. I'm going to take you from these two products that started it all the way to this, in a lightning round designed just for you to get your creative juices flowing about all the great products from Acolyte. We've dimmed the lights today so that you can appreciate the special lighting effects from all the different products. Let's start with the one that started it all, the original floral light from Acolyte. A simple button light that's LED, and when we pull the white strip, we have a light that's going to illuminate from 18 to 36 hours. It's on an elastic band, so we could wear it around our neck as a necklace, or we can hang them from different types of arrangements. We now have the Generation 2 floral light as well. Due to the popular requests from so many of our customers, we created a floral light that has an on-off switch. We simply pull the tab on the back side that turns our floral light on and off. It's a great way for us to maximize use with this product. These come in a wide array of different colors and also come in our RGB changeable light as well. With the tabs, remember that when you pull that floral light tab, your light's on. If we have the on-off switch, we have the ability to turn them on and off. The floral lights played a big role in the Prom and Homecoming book from John Henry. In this case, we used the floral lights inside a stephanotis blossom. I'd like to show you that technique today. It's really easy when we use the floral light and a little trick from JTV. First, we take our stephanotis and we cut that off using a scissors. This will fit around that LED light just perfectly. We can secure that using a little bit of the Oasis cold adhesive. Just applying a little bit to the back of the flower itself and then placing that over our LED light. By cutting away the back side, we'll be able to glue that directly into our corsage. Again, using the cold adhesive, we apply it to the back of the floral light. We apply a little bit of cold adhesive to the inside of our ribbon and place those two pieces together. We can also incorporate the floral lights directly into our corsages and boutonnieres. If we wanted to do it ahead of time, we simply trim off that back piece again, and we can use a little bit of hot glue to place that into our bow before we've placed our flowers in. Dip that in a little bit of hot glue and place it directly into the bow itself. Because we're adhering two hard goods to one another, it's a great opportunity for us to use the hot glue. We always use the cold glue when we're using fresh flowers. Hot glue is for hard goods. After we come back and add our flowers to this corsage, and just before the kids go out that night, we can simply pull this tab and it'll be ready to light up the entire evening. For creative designers, the obvious transition for a floral light would be to be able to place that product underwater. That brings us to our next product, the submersible Acolyte. It's an LED light with a gasket that simply twists on and off. By grabbing the back side of the Acolyte, we simply turn it, sealing the gasket and turning on the submersible. That can be placed underwater and is completely safe for 18 hours. We could add pebbles over the top of that and maybe a secondary acolyte down underneath. Notice if we have the submersible underneath the rocks themselves, we're able to see that color gently peeking through with the LED light. It's a great way for us to illuminate underneath water for any type of special event. You can imagine the creative concepts that come to mind when working with the submersible fluorolight. The submersible fluorolights come in the same wide spectrum of colors as the regular fluorolight, including the RGB changeable submersible light. Wouldn't it be great if we were able to have an acolyte that floated on top of the water and at the same time offered us a decorative experience? With our next two products, we have just that. We've taken a submersible and created a lantern with it. An on-off switch on the bottom allows us to turn it on, and our wonderful little lanterns can float directly on top of the water. Imagine how fun these might be in a cylinder container, or perhaps floating in a bird bath or in a pond for a garden party. And speaking of garden parties, we have our incredible lily light. Same on-off switch on the back side with a foam base allowing our lily to float in the water. The lily light comes in a wide variety of colors, including the RGB changeable feature. And the lanterns come in both the white light and a cream color. Both of these products have a fixture on the bottom that allow me to attach a wire so I can control the floating process. Simply by sticking a wire through that fixture and twisting it off, we can make this whatever length we'd want and attach it to a weight at the bottom. It's a great opportunity for us if we're dealing with a swimming pool or a pond that has a recirculating filter. That way, all of the items won't move to one end. They can be positioned directly in the pool where we want them to be all evening long. Our next product are the votive lights. We have several different sizes, from a small tea light with an on-off switch, our regular votive insert, the tea light inside a votive cup, and the tall votive light. Notice how each one has an authentic flicker that goes along with the incredible light itself. Each one of these has a microchip inside that allows the flame to look as realistic as possible. There's several different sizes for all kinds of uses. When you need a regular tea light, or perhaps in this case, we can use these with a candelabra. We have several different colors for all of the votives as well. In this case, we have a white light with a flicker. Many times, that light may be a better coloration for the party we've selected, using white lights throughout the room instead of the normal traditional cream. We also have the RGB, which looks like this. The RGB light cycles through red, green, and blue colors at different times, allowing us to have a myriad of different colored light. Think of how fun this product could be if you had a ballroom full of these candelabras and they were filled with RGB lights, changing throughout the entire night, creating a disco-type effect for everyone. These are all great products, but what do you do when the battery runs out? That's our trick of the week. Many of the Acolyte products have a rechangeable battery inside, and the batteries are available at the same place that you purchase the Acolytes. You're able to change out the batteries, replace them, and rent these over and over and over again. We're all familiar with the traditional uses of a votive candle, but let's take a look at a couple new products from Acolyte that allow us to be more creative with these votive candles. We have hangers, holders, and stackers. The holders actually fit on the bottom of the votive candle and have a fixture to allow a Coe pick to be placed inside. The hangers are a special ring that fit around the candle itself. We can run decorative wire or monofilament through the holes in the side of the hanger. This allows us to hang these votive candles anywhere we'd like. And the newest product is the stacker. Let me show you what you can do with that. The stacker fits between two votive candles and allows us to set another candle in between, creating stacks of votive candles that are decorative and completely safe for our next special event. The holders can be used for different purposes as well. Say we had a casket spray and we wanted to feature votive candles in it. A safe way for us to do this is with Acolyte. We can add these directly to our floral foam. A product like the Artesia Designer Dome gives us plenty of foam to create a beautiful display. It's a great opportunity for us to use this container for a special event as well. Allowing us to have votives at different heights throughout our floral design. And finally, our hangers. In this case, I've placed a branch over a cylinder container and we've hung the votives at different angles. It also would be great to have something like this suspended in the roof of a tent for an outdoor garden party. Remember that all of the votive lights and tea lights come in a wide variety of colors. One of the requests to Acolyte was to create a submersible base that had a couple of lights at the end. This was our first generation vine light. It has a submersible base that could be tucked down into an arrangement and then a vine that can be added to the arrangement. The problem was there were only two lights and you had to go back and fish out the base itself to turn it on and off. So the electrical geniuses at Acolyte put on their thinking caps and developed the Vine Light Generation 2. It's a battery-operated casing with 10 LED lights. This casing itself is the exact same color as floral foam and also the exact same color as foliages. So the waterproof base itself can be concealed down inside the arrangement. I can place it into the foam or conceal it in with the other foliages. Then I'm able to take my vine light and weave it throughout the design. Now here's where it gets really interesting. We know many times we have big parties and we set up several different types of arrangements all throughout an entire hall, maybe 60, 70 arrangements. And going through and trying to fish out this little piece and turn it and put it back in can be very, very difficult. With the new Vine Light, we simply go to the end of the light itself, where there's a concealed switch, and turn on the vine light. It's a fast, easy way for us to turn on a multitude of lights and have battery-operated LED lights in places you would never think of. But sometimes, the illumination doesn't come from inside the arrangement, but rather outside the arrangement. More specifically, underneath the design. For that purpose, Acolyte developed the E-luminator. 13 LED lights in a base that's rechargeable. The rechargeable base lasts about 18 hours and takes 24 hours to charge up, giving you a green light on the side, allowing you to have up to 100 charges. A great piece for illuminating a brilliant piece of glass. Then we created the mini E-luminator, a battery-operated, smaller version that contained 9 LED lights. The mini E-luminator had almost the same brilliance as our regular illuminator. So then enter Acolyte with our newest product, the Maxi Illuminator. Look at how brilliant that is. 31 LED lights in a rechargeable base, allowing us to really illuminate a product. Something like this works very well for arrangements that might be in colored glass. It also works great to illuminate items like this styrofoam Christmas tree. Also, think about using these inside containers or underneath beautiful pieces of glass. The geniuses at Acolyte decided you needed to ramp it up even more with their RGB illuminator. 31 lights that change color, allowing us to have the same effect we have with the other RGB products. Auxiliary lighting is always a challenge. The illuminators make it easy. But sometimes we need spotlighting, and there's no opportunity for a plug or an outlet on top of a table. Several weeks ago, I had the opportunity to drop in on Acolyte in New York City. I got to see a couple of the newest products. This is one of them, and it was so exciting. 21 LED lights, battery operated, inside a portable spotlight that can set on the table and illuminate our products. The great design with the gunmetal finish and the bias cut makes this perfect. But Acolyte takes it one step further. The lens inside is completely adjustable and swivels, so we can align that hot spot wherever we want it for our next special event. Imagine 2 or 3 of these on each table, or an entire ballroom filled with top-lit spotlights at your next special event. Our spotlights are table-based, but what if the illumination actually came from the pedestal between the table and the flowers themselves? With this next product, Acolyte has outdone themselves, presenting the new lighted pedestal with a solid lucite tube, a base, and a riser top that can be used to support a flower arrangement or have a flower arrangement created right inside the receptacle itself. With a beautiful, bright white illuminated pedestal, it'll be the star of any party. But wait, there's more. This pedestal also changes color. We can select from red, green, blue, yellow, or pink colors. A color to match any party or special event. Acolyte is your single source for illuminating your designs. Keep having fun with flowers.